I'm the rap game's financial advisor. Dropping beats that'll make you go higher. I got an 808 with metal undertones. Gonna school you about crypto, make you take loans. Stacking stacks, yeah, that's the goal. Investing in crypto, watching all unfold. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and more. I'm diversifying portfolios like never before. Cryptocurrency got the game in a frenzy. Financial literacy, that's the key to play. I'm spitting knowledge, making moves that count. Turning stacks into millions, no doubt.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Radenero, back at it again with another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. We are talking on Sunday, May 26th. Been a good week, been a big week. Got great news. Market went sideways. Market dipped a little bit. I hope that you haven't gotten scared out. I sure haven't. So we're going to get into it. But first and foremost, we got to give a shout out to the family over at Circa 84. When you're ready to take your investments to the next level, when you're ready to go down those rabbit holes and get into the weeds, get into the thick of it, get granular, tap in with us at Circa 84. I've got a referral link that is for mine. I am one of the moderators in there. I am the crypto czar. Will probably end up being the dividend czar. I'm a big passive investment guy. I like semi-free money. There's no such thing as free money, but working with your brain is a lot better than working with your body. So that's kind of the time that I'm on. Also, sponsor of the show, Delta Investment Tracker app. We love it. We like it. We use it. Great tool. Great way to get live indicators of what's going on in the market. If you have the pro version, it gives you a lot of market insights, gives you a little bit of critique to help you make yourself a better trader. Definitely recommend tapping in with that. It's tracks both your crypto and your traditional brokerage account also. So it's not just for crypto anymore. It's across the board. You can put all of your trading finance accounts in there and have them all in one place to where you can flip through them to see how you're doing in one account versus the other. You can compare them, contrast them, make more informed decisions. Now, getting into it, there's been some changes in the market. We're going to start off with the fun stuff though, because it looks like we're getting some movement. So let's take a look here. Get me small on the screen, get the screen information big on the screen. Let's see what we got going on. First and foremost, oh, there it is. Bitcoin dominance is at 50%. It has dropped almost 2%. That is an indicator of an upcoming alt season, because if the energy's coming out of Bitcoin, it's got to go somewhere. Ethereum dominance is up that 2%. Another indicator of alt season, people. You got to keep eyes on these two metrics. You want Bitcoin dominance below 50%. I say about II will be peak alt season. Stuff will be going crazy. As soon as we start getting below 50, I'm personally looking for about Bitcoin dominance at 45%. Ethereum dominance is up to 17.1%. So we would be looking at Ethereum dominance around like 20% or something. It's an indicator of energy going to other places. When Ethereum rises, altcoins rise. Good times for all. We've got a lot of positions that we have. Some are coming to fruition that we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. Gas fees on Ethereum are at 5 Gwei, which means it's still usable. This is also great news. I love it. Below 10 Gwei, Ethereum is usable. After it gets up to about like around 10, above 10, you got problems. But still a good time to get some of those hefty positions in on Ethereum while you've got the chance, while gas fees are low. So that way when the prices spike up, it is sustainable to be able to move in and out of those positions as needed. Next thing we've got trending coins via CoinGecko. Shout out to CoinGecko, another tool that I use a lot of the time. I love it. I like it. It is one of my favorite things. Actually, hold on. I got to make a couple of notes on here. We are up 10%. Okay. And then let's see here. Oh, snap. Okay. Yeah, dang. I like these numbers. Boom. Okay. Getting everything prepped so we can flow through the show. So at number 1, we have Sora. At number 2, we have Andy ETH. And at number 3, we have TARS Protocol. Now, let's move over to the top 5 gainers and losers. We're getting some bullish movement. I'm liking it, some pre-bullish movement. These are numbers that are a little bit more bullish. We get to see some big swings in the last 24 hours. And on the low end, on the losing end, looks like market corrections during a bull run. Nothing really bad. Nothing really bad at all. Okay, so let's get it started over on the top 5 gainers. I hope some of your tokens are over on this side of the fence. Interesting. At number 1, we've got Arcus. At number 1, we have Arcus at rank 768, ARCAS, with a gain of 256.4% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, at rank 337, we have MAGA Hat, MAGA, with a gain of 147% in the last, 148.3%, correction. This is updating on the fly. Activity is happening in the market in the past 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 765, we have Sora, XOR, with a gain of 109.4% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 676, Kitten with Hammer. It's a kitten with a hammer. KHAI, with a gain of 31.8%. And then last but not least, at number 5, we have at rank 243 Bounce Bit, BB, with a gain of 33.1% in the last 24 hours. Moving on to the top 5 losers in the last 24 hours, people. We are looking at number 1 at rank 855. We have only one like LIKE with a loss of 29.3% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, at rank 486, we have Friendtech, FRIEND, with a loss of 29.9% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, at rank 906, we have Galatasaray Fan Token, GAL, with a loss of 24.4% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, at rank 884, we have Habibi Soul, HABIBI, with a loss of 22.3% in the last 24 hours. And at number 5, last but not least, rounding out the end of the list, we have at 740 in ranking, we have ENQAI. We're going to go with that. And it's ENQAI, with a loss of 22.1% in the last 24 hours. Now, moving over to the portfolio, we are going to go ahead and drop down this top 10. Remember, we are removing the Lido staked Ether because that is retirement assets that we are converting into as we pull these plays out and move over into finer pastures. That's locked away. It is of no use to you guys. Everybody knows that I'm converting into ETH. The medium with which I store my ETH is Lido staked Ether because you get staking rewards compounding in your wallet. You don't have to do anything. It's just an ever-growing position. And that's one of the reasons that Ethereum, outside of its holding power, it's the second largest coin in market cap. It's been around the second longest, pretty much as far as the splintering of projects that are not Bitcoin Core network related. and its usability, its infrastructural usability. For me, it is a very long-term hold. I do not intend on selling. So this puts a little bit of income in that retirement portfolio. Next, we are taking out the USDC because those are just cash holdings. So we're not necessarily needing those positions. We are, we're holding them, but like it's not something that's super important as far as for you guys. You guys want to know what positions we are in. And so giving you my positions is what's going to give you the most value. Starting off, we are at number 1, we have Solana. At number 2, we have Ethereum. At number 3, we have Retic Finance, RETIK. At number 4, we have Injective, INJ. At number 5, we have Thorwallet Dex, TGT. At number 6, we have Osmosis, OSMO. At number 7, we have Camelot Token, GRAIL. At number 8, we have Celestia, TIA. At number 9, we have Arbitrum, ARB. And at number 10, we have Synthetics Network, SNX. Now, with that said, let's talk about the major changes that we're having to the portfolio here. One of the things that you're going to know is there's a little bit of shuffling down at the bottom. I like to see that. There's going to definitely be a little bit more shuffling as we get this bull run started to see what we're gonna end up with. The next order, the second order of business that we're going to have there, with that said, is there is a new contender that jumped way up on the list. What is that? 1, 2, 3. Number 3. Got a brand new number 3 position. Came out of nowhere, but it didn't come out of nowhere. It just now got to a point to where we could log it. We have Retic Finance. Now, Retic Finance was a little nondescript. Somebody put it in my radar that there was a pre-sale on it. We threw a little bit of money at it. And apparently they're doing the projections now. We'll have access to our portion of the airdrop in, what was it? 2 days. We got 2 more days. Tuesday, at some point during that day, we will be having access to our Retic Finance airdrop. And that was from the token presale. And from the looks of what's going on right now in the markets, now that we have market data, the coin is on the market. It's sitting at $1.43. We got in at 11 cents. This is great for us. This is a good one. This is a good play. So we will. I've noticed that they already have staking mechanisms. I will be staking a good portion of my Retic Finance tokens, but we will also be rinsing and repeating that initial investment. So I will also be looking at getting into another position, taking a little bit of profit. So we'll be going a little bit into the Lido staked Ether pool, and then we'll be staking for the bull run because it hasn't even gone parabolic yet. So I want to see what at least 50% of those tokens are going to do. I'm excited about this. We'll see where we end up. I mean, it looks like there's all roads lead to Rome. We're going to be in a much better position than what we did. So that counts as a additional 10x for this bull run. I mean, that's going to be nice. Every time you hit one of these, you always go, I wish I'd gotten a little bit more. Honestly, I wish I would have had an opportunity. I just didn't have enough money flowing in to get what my normal seed position would be. So we did what we could because we're dollar cost averaging in, and like those are the funds that we have available. So, we followed the process and we got what we got. It's going to make a difference, and I have no complaints about it. So let's get on over. So that's one of the new positions. We're also going to be shuffling some of our positions around a little bit because we're just trying to maximize the efficiency. I've been talking about making sure the way that our income is coming in is as far as what we have income wise in the DeFi space, making sure that is as efficient as possible. making sure that we have access to it as soon as possible. So we're going to be making those adjustments and moves. And yeah, so let's move on over. We're going to go ahead and get into the news update section. We're going to touch on the topic of the vid show. News brought to you by Delta Investment Tracker app, the weekly crypto roundup powered by eToro. First and foremost, the developments for the week of May 13th through 19th. Wisconsin Investment Board, that is the state of Wisconsin. Not enough people are talking about this. Buys $100 million worth of Bitcoin ETFs. I've been saying this since we started talking about it. Bitcoin is going to save your pension. Bitcoin is going to save your retirement accounts. I can actually honestly add to that, because it's not on here, that Ethereum is also going to play a huge part in saving your portfolios. We're doing some major retconning over in my portfolio, my personal brokerage account, because I am an investor through and through, and I believe in my narrative. I believe in it. For the next 14 months, those 3 core positions that we're building out are going to be narrative plays to maximize income efficiency. And I can't say this enough. Bitcoin is the future. Ethereum is going to be a large part of the future. Until those narratives change, they're going to be a core part of my portfolio. I'm building my foundation of my income portfolio based around that narrative. Bitcoin is going to $1 million. The repercussions therein, meaning that if Bitcoin's going to $1 million and the cryptocurrency follows Bitcoin, then the cryptocurrency that we know right now is going to be night and day different. Does that mean every single coin is going to make it? No, that's the reason I have my longs that I convert down into. But we will be making plays over these bull runs because we've got this one and we've got at least, I'm hoping that we have 1 to 2 more. But for me, my personal goal is by next bull run, we are work optional. That is my goal because I do not want to have to stay stateside all year round. And I need work optional so that I can not have to work when I'm not here. Like I don't see the point in going a place and having to gruelingly work there when I gruelingly worked here. It's just make some better financial decisions here and we will move forward as directed. But this is news that isn't talked about enough. It's not, people are not excited enough. Everybody's out there listening to their favorite financial guru. And I'm like, is your financial guru smarter than central banks and states? I don't know. I mean, take that with a grain of salt. But the state of Wisconsin, they've decided that they're gonna bite the bullet, bend the knee, and buy Bitcoin. And I'm 100% in support of them because they don't want to be destitute and irrelevant after on the wrong side of the wealth transfer. Bitcoin ETFs saw net inflows of 948.3 million last week. Big news. 100 million of that was Wisconsin. There we go. Those two are tied together. The SEC to decide on VanEck's spot Ethereum application by May 23rd. Now, the reason this isn't caught up in this is because this is through the 19th. They approved all the spot Ethereum ETFs. The one thing that I will say that sucks for Americans in general is you guys will not be getting your staking money from those ETFs. Now, I don't know how this is written out. I know that the end consumer who buys the ETF does not get to have the staking. I don't know that there's any restraint from the institutions from staking your Ethereum. Now, for those of you who don't know, you are getting, right now it's around 2%, which people will be like, oh, well, that's not beating inflation. And you're right. The 2% isn't beating inflation, but the asset in and of itself, Ethereum, is very much beating inflation. So like getting 2% on top of that is icing. And I haven't read into it, and I'm not sure if the institution can stake the Ethereum and you just can't have the money, it's because your government hates you. And that might be something that we need to bring up as far as getting some policies in place to protect people and allow them to maximize their income, because y'all are desperate out here. You don't have $500 for an emergency expense. It is what it is. Like that's where we're at with this. Y'all need every dime you can get. So the fact that they're barring Americans from being able to get the staking rewards that are easy, it's a liquid staking deal. Like it's not hard to get your staking rewards, but they're not letting you have them, which sucks. So, something to think on. Millennium Management reveals Bitcoin ETF holding worth approximately $2 billion in quarter one. Yeah, a lot of these money managers know where things are going. Yeah, the market's hot. Market's great. Nvidia, Google, Amazon, FANG stocks. Not outperforming Bitcoin. I'm just saying, if you're the best horse in the race is the best horse in the race, and the numbers don't lie. It's just math. There's no need to feel any type of way about it. When something comes in and topples Bitcoin off, we'll probably be talking about that over on Future Financial Strategies and, making the adjustments accordingly. But at this juncture, and probably most junctures for the rest of our existences, it's all about Bitcoin. Arbitrum DAO considers creating a mergers and acquisitions unit. That's interesting. That is interesting. We could see there could be a bunch of stuff they could do with that. We'd have to do some deeper reading to find out what they're thinking about acquiring or merging with. But something interesting to think about. Phantom FDN unveils Sonic Network and announces plans for a token migration. Another new chain. What's it going to do? What's it going to compete with? And will there be liquidity on it are my questions, because we've got a lot of chains, a lot of liquidity opportunities, a lot of DeFi stuff going on. And it's like you can only spread that out so far. And like most of it is condensed around Ethereum. Like these are just the facts. AVAX will unlock approximately 2.49%, $347.7 million of its circulating supply on the 22nd of May. Actually, you know what? We can go back here. Let's see if this has affected, because we are on the 26th of May now. So we can go see what the effects of this was. Let's take a look at old AVAX. See here. So on the 22nd, that was 4 days ago. We're up 2.6% on the 7-day for AVAX. Over the past 24 hours, we're down 4%. And the 1 hour, we're down 0.4%. This is not looking too bad. It looks like people are keeping their AVAX tokens and not just dumping them on the market. Or if they are being dumped, they are being bought right up. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so we know what happened as a result of that. Deutsche Bank joins Project Guardian to investigate applications of asset tokenization. Real world assets going to be a popular narrative come the bull run. Once they figure out how they're going to bring the blockchain will consume everything. Everything will be on the blockchain eventually, because people are sick of the smoke and mirrors and the backroom deals. We want to be able to verify, know exactly what's going on, and have record of it. So tokenization of things makes sense. Real world assets makes sense. A lot of big players are looking into the space. Makes sense. Lido co-founders finance restaking startup to compete with Eigenlayer. I'm excited about this, as I'm a Lido fanboy. That's the liquid staking that I prefer to use. When a lot of the other staking protocols and liquid staking protocols launched, I experimented with them, had mixed results, had some results that I didn't like. Lido has been pretty straightforward the whole time. It is, in my opinion, easy, even though they're all the same. It's just been around a long time. So like it's got that staying power. So that's where I prefer to do my liquid staking. So salutes to them. This is going to be awesome. I'm excited to see what they have for the restaking. I'll probably be taking part in that. We'll probably be setting some funds aside from that. And yeah. So we like to end the show off with a little bonus. So we're going to take this down, bring me back up. Yeah, end of the show. And what we're going to talk about, I got 2 things that you should be looking at. 2 things that all aspiring crypto investors, note I didn't say traders, I said investors, we invest over here, should be looking into for the week of May 26th. Number 1, market reactions to the SEC approvals and regulatory developments. The recent approval of the Ethereum ETFs by the SEC is a significant development that could influence market dynamics. This approval has already led to substantial inflows. With Ethereum whales experiencing 2 billion within 5 days of the announcement, investors should monitor how these ETFs impact Ethereum's price and the broader market sentiment. Additionally, the SEC, their stance on cryptocurrencies, including the approval of the Bitcoin ETF earlier, suggests a trend towards greater institutional acceptance, which could drive further market activity. I want to add to this. There's going to be some income opportunities off these Ethereum ETFs. And for those of you who are already knee deep in the crypto space, I'd say even already ankle deep in the crypto space, you can hold Ethereum and Bitcoin yourself. There is no reason for you to also put those ETFs into your brokerage portfolio. It's just adding a middleman in between an asset that you could already have. What I will suggest, and what I do myself, not financial advice, just a guy on the internet, do your own research. But this is for me personally from a financial strategic perspective of how I'm doing things. While I will not hold those ETFs in my personal portfolios, I will put those ETFs in portfolios for family members or portfolios that I'm using that are potentially going to be passed on to family members, because they might not be up to speed. They're probably going to be more up to speed than me, but like I'm saying, from an ease of like, hey, this is a group of stocks that I put together for you. You're going to come learn how to manage it. We're going to figure it out, teach you something. I'll put them in those portfolios. But for my personal portfolios, I'm looking for the income play based off those ETFs. That's the secret sauce for those of you who are in both worlds like myself. I do believe that you should be in both worlds. And for me personally, me being in both worlds is because I don't want to have to touch my cryptocurrency. I'm an avid believer in crypto. Like, no questions asked. Like, that is my basis. That's my thesis. I will put my portfolio up against your favorite guru. I will debate your favorite guru. Send them my way. The email's down in the description for how to contact me. You can get at me via email or Instagram. I'm up for having that conversation because the last 15 years, I'm not wrong. Period. Based on math. I believe that most of these gurus aren't needed. I am not teaching you something that's going to tie you to me unless you just really rock with me and you want to support what I'm doing over here, which is documenting my journey. I'm not at the top of the mountain yet. Might be after this bull run. We'll see. But I give you the secret sauce every time you come to the show. Buy Bitcoin. Hold on to it. Don't sell it. Figure out how to base your finances around it. And get rich. You don't need a financial advisor to be in the middle of that for you. You don't need a brokerage to be in the middle of that for you. You can just buy Bitcoin and not sell it and ride the wave of price appreciation and eventually end up rich. Super easy, very boring. But for my brokerage, I'm looking at the income play because the brokerage is what I'm intending to live out of. That's the tool that I'm using to help to fund the lifestyle. And then you can, at certain junctures within that, you can make the adjustments and figure out what type of lifestyle you actually want to live and do that. But that's where we're going with things. Cause like I've shored up most of my crypto ships. I mean, outside of the redistributions, I've got a little bit that I'm still focused on getting into there to add some fresh blood into the market. But outside of that, I'm only worried about getting this brokerage account as fat as humanly possible, as quick as humanly possible, and tapping into it. Like we're leveraging debt to buy income, and then we're using that income plus some other tools that we're going to be talking about because we got another one that we're testing. Starting out, we're starting to stack. We're using all the tools. We're using them in concert. It's getting interesting. We're starting to stack them. And what we're going to do is, as we stack, we're documenting the process to see if things are moving faster, if they're moving slower, how they're moving. And I think we're going to have some really interesting outcomes here as we start piecing these tools together. So, number 2, it's the second thing that you guys need as aspiring crypto investors need to know the week of May 26th. You need to keep an eye on the emerging and trending cryptocurrencies. Now, I hate to say this because I'm not always in there because my portfolio is already built out. I'm like, after you get to a certain point, you're not chasing alpha. I understand some of you are. So this is something that you take into mind. I do look at this in the sense of I got to check back for old coins that I haven't touched for a long time that, might start catching a little bit of heat. I got to go back and look at that position and see what's going on. Several cryptocurrencies are showing promising trends and could be worth watching. For instance, Jasmy Coin, JASMY, has formed a bullish pattern and is expected to rise if it breaks above its current resistance. Similarly, Polkadot has also shown resilience and gains in line with the overall market uptick, making it a potential candidate for investment. Additionally, new meme coins like Book of South Park, BOSP, and Forever token, FURR, are generating buzz and could offer high returns, especially for early investors. Keeping an eye on these regulatory developments, emerging cryptocurrencies, investors can better navigate the volatile cryptocurrency market and identify potential opportunities. Where there's chaos, there's opportunity. Now, initially, we were looking at chaos in the sense of the market downturn, and we were capitalizing on that. But now we're going into a different ecosystem, and that is chaos on the upside. Everyone's going to be euphoric. Everyone's going to be making money. It's going to be easy. You could throw a dart at a wall and hit some gains. You got to keep your nose to the ground. You got to keep your ears open because people will tell you stuff just like what I'm experiencing right now with the Reddit finance. Throwing a little bit of money in there. Really good decision based on what the numbers are at right now. We'll see what we're looking at in 2 days. But I got in on that super late and still made money. Like my buy-in was on their 9th round of funding. I think it was like 3rd from the last round. I think they had 12 rounds and I got in on round 9. But that was when I heard about it, did a little bit of research. I missed around. So like I could have probably got in on I got in on round 11 and I think I got in on round 11 and I think they had 13 or 14 rounds of funding where they released a certain amount of tokens that they allowed people to buy up, and then they shut it down, opened up another round, and you could buy in again. But the point is, when I heard about it, I did a little bit of research, drug my feet a little bit, because I had to do my research. So like, that's the reason I got in on the round that I did. But the other thing was, it was like, we put in our dollar cost average. We went ahead and directed some funds towards that. We didn't get to get the full amount because I took too long. It's, when you're waiting on payday, that's the other reason that you should have a cash reserve, which I've got to restore my cash reserves. There's going to be a little bit of funding going back into that. Off of this, like I'm excited though. We're gonna be making some moves. But you got to keep your ears to the ground, and you got to be willing to go do the research and then be able to pull the trigger and make that decision, make an informed decision, and stick by it and ride it out and see how it goes. Like if it didn't go well, I didn't even get a full position on that. So I really didn't have a downside, considering what I've got into it is basically what we get in passives every month. Less than what we get in passives every month. Like that would have just been a blip on the radar that would have got paid for. Like it's not a make or break deal. So with that said, it's something to think on. Let's talk about it down in the comments. Shout out to the Reply Gang. Shout out to the homie Crypto Wheel, who's always in the Reply Gang. I actually, you know what? I gotta get not Crypto Wheel. It's Will Crypto. I gotta get Will Crypto written up in the show because he's been here since he found the channel. Consistently dropping comments, consistently showing support, consistently dropping in for the lives. I appreciate that. So shout out to you, good sir. I'll be shooting you an email pretty soon. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and until the next time. Oh, also, what do you guys think about the new intros and outros? We've been doing some updates while I've been injured. I got nothing else to do besides make things and create things because I'm sitting in here by myself with no one to talk to. So shout me out. Like, let me know what you guys think about the intros and outro updates, because they're going across the board on everything. So shout out. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and until next week, this has been Crypto Portfolio Updates with your boy Reckless Ray Dinero. Peace.
Money moves, gotta hustle, gotta grind. In this game, no room for the blind. Crypto's the wave, the key to the grind. Transfer that wealth, it's time to climb. Blockchain buzzing, time to make a move. Invest in the future, can't afford to lose. Learn the game, gotta play it right. On the right side, we take it flight. Punch the clock, working hard day and night. Gotta stay focused, keep that mind tight. Crypto, wealth transfer, we want it all. Rise to the top, never hit a wall.